Have you ever noticed how some people keep saying the same thing for years? I'll start next Monday. I'll work on my goals tomorrow. I just need more motivation. But somehow, tomorrow never comes. Maybe that person is someone you know. Maybe that person is you. For years, Daniel lived exactly like this. He had big dreams, a business idea, a book he wanted to write, fitness goals, new skills he wanted to learn. The problem wasn't a lack of ambition. The problem was that he never truly started. Every time inspiration hit, he made plans. He watched tutorials, created schedules, bought courses. But when it was finally time to work, motivation disappeared. And he would tell himself, I'll do it tomorrow. One day, Daniel found an old notebook filled with goals he had written 7 years earlier. As he looked around his apartment, he realized something painful. Nothing had changed. That's when he decided to find someone who had actually solved procrastination. He met an old Japanese professor who listened carefully and then said something surprising. Your problem isn't laziness, it's identity. The professor explained that most people spend their time thinking and planning, but only one thing changes reality: doing. Then he revealed a simple Japanese-inspired rule. Do it badly. Daniel laughed. That's the rule. The professor smiled. If you want to write a book, write one sentence. If you want to exercise, do one push-up. If you want to learn a language, study for 1 minute. Your only responsibility is to begin. The next morning, Daniel wrote one terrible sentence. 30 seconds. That was all. The next day he did it again and again. A few days later, something unexpected happened. One sentence became 2 became 10, then 20 minutes of focused work. Without motivation, without forcing himself. The professor later explained why it worked. Big goals create resistance. Tiny actions remove resistance. And once action starts, momentum takes over. This is the secret behind the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement. Tiny actions create momentum. Momentum creates consistency. Consistency creates identity. And identity creates transformation. A year later, Daniel finally finished the first draft of his book. Not because he became more motivated. Not because he found the perfect routine. But because he became someone who starts every day, no matter what. And modern neuroscience supports this idea. When a task feels huge, the brain sees it as a threat. Threat creates resistance. Resistance creates procrastination. But when the task feels tiny, the resistance disappears. And motivation often comes after action, not before it. So let me ask you, what goal have you been postponing? The business, the gym, the book, the dream you've carried for years. Forget the entire goal. What's the smallest possible step you can take today? One sentence, one push-up, 1 minute, one phone call. Because success isn't built through giant moments of motivation. It's built through thousands of tiny beginnings. So start today. Make the action so small that you cannot fail. Because sometimes the beginning that looks ridiculous is the one that changes everything.